Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Drunken Tailor. Appropriately named this beer from Lord's Brewing. I'm a little bit hungover, I'll be honest, just a little bit. So if I'm a little bit less enthusiastic or just a bit then you know why. We did a live last night, Simo came on. It got a bit crazy at the end, but we all had fun. I think everyone enjoyed it. So today, a bit of a hair of the dog situation. Remember to drink responsibly, kids. Or in fact, kids don't drink at all, but everyone remember to drink responsibly and don't copy me. Yeah, a bit of a hair of the dog situation with this one. As I said, Drunken Tailor by Lord's Brewing Co. This is their Pilsner. I've been eager to get into this for a long time. They don't currently have any stock of their just cans, so I had to buy an entire keg. I'm not getting the hand pump out for this one. It is possible to hack that pint 365 pump with these mini kegs, but it means you have to drink it all in one go, and to be honest, 9 pints isn't really on the cards for today, so I'm going to spread this out over the weekend. So yeah, what else is there to say about it? Lord's Brewing Co, the Drunken Tailor Pilsner, 4.9%. And we won't be looking at the can later because that's all it really says on it, other than their website to reorder and use within 3 days of opening, best before 2nd November this year, at a 4.9% ABV. So we will get some on. I've already vented it, but let me crack that open. The chair is squeaky still. Alright. Got that venting again. I have already vented it once, so it should be pretty much ready to pour. I know that this was a collaboration done with a tailor, suit maker, in and around where Lords are based. Right, let me get this open. Just occurred to me that the lights aren't on. I forgot to put the lights on. Never mind. Never mind. Right, as all with these things, you have to get this little... You have to bend the top, which I've already done, and then this pulls out. Oh, a bit of plastic went flying. Right, and then simply a case. Glass at the ready. Pulling this over and turn. I know what you're thinking. I bet it's not the best pour. You would be right. It's not the best pour. I have a bit of habit of messing these up, but lager in these kegs in particular is always a bit of a feisty, sorry, Pilsner. Any high carbonation beer anyway in these kegs is pretty difficult to get a decent pour on, especially for the first pour. So for the first pour, I'm actually not too disappointed with that. Now, it's nice and cold, it's been in the fridge for a couple of weeks. It's got a nice bit of carbonation rising up through the glass, if you can see that. Nice, straw coloured, nice frothy white head on it. A few big bubbles at the top, but pretty close foam actually at the bottom there. It is cold, so this glass is fogging up a bit. Good clarity, but not absolutely clear, if that makes sense. There's definitely... looks like it's going to have some body about it, but it's not, you wouldn't call it hazy, just not entirely transparent. Right, now you have to excuse me, my arms are shaking, and no, it's not the booze from last night. It's I was going to do some gardening work today, which I'm not a big fan of, and turns out I've lost some upper body strength over lockdown, not doing anything like that. So yeah, I've got a bit of a muscle twitch action going on from lumbering around a set of heavy head shears for a few hours earlier. But anyway, malt's coming through. Be interested to know what yeast is used in that, because it's got a little flair of that Belgian style. The beer review I did before this, so I assume it's the one that will come out before this, although that's not always the case, was a Belgian Saison, and it's got a similar, I don't think it's Belgian, but there's definitely got some German yeast in this, that kind of area of the world. It's a bit malty, a bit biscuity. There's some light floral notes. It's not especially citrusy or especially, you know, flowery in one way or another. It's just, there's a bit of an underlying note there. And otherwise smells like a Pilsner. So yeah, it smells as it should, basically. Right, let's get into it. Cheers. The first sip of beer on a day when you've got a hangover is always a bit questionable. So thumbs up, by the way. It's not a bad experience at all, but I don't want to give a review based on that first sample. So John from Lords was telling me last night that this Drunken Tailor is currently their best-selling beer, which kind of indicates that Pilsner lager is kind of coming back to the fore, which I'm quite happy about, especially given that it's 28, 29 degrees outside today. Right. In this format, it's not massively carbonated. There's a lot of carbonation bubbles coming through, but you don't get a huge amount of that in the mouth. It's not flat, but it's just not heavily carbonated for this type of beer. But that is also true of any lager I've ever had out of one of these things. It just somehow it always loses it when you bend them, I think. So that would be probably my only, I'm not going to say complaint, but concern. But I reckon if you have this on tap or in a can, you won't get that issue. Right, full taste test. Initially, it's a little bitter. Rolls into a sweet bit of malt. And then, as you swallow, you do get actually a bit of carbonation lick up the back of the throat, but it's not instantly obvious that that's what it is. It's just that, you know, that ever so slight slap you get with some lagers that's kind of very crisp, very refreshing as you swallow it. It's that, but it's the carbonation effect as well, kind of doubling up there. Bit of that floral, slightly, I think floral's the wrong word. It's not fruity though, it's just it's the hops basically. It's the hop flavour. It comes in at the end. It doesn't taste particularly one way or another. It is just traditional, you know, Pilsner style hops. They're there right at the end, and then you get a properly clean finish. There's hardly any residual flavour left with this one. I can tell I've had a beer, but I can't taste anything specific, which is a big thumbs up because to be honest, Pilsners and lagers that hang around really not my favourite. So that is properly good. I'd say I am just a smidge hungover whilst doing this, so not going to be my best review, but I wanted to drink this today and I wanted to let you know what I thought. This is really good. This is top 5 favourite lagers for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think in this format, we've got to remember it's the mini keg, not on tap or in a can, and I think it would be simply different. In a mini keg, it can't hit that kind of top spot for me, but it has the potential to in other formats. Now, I've never had another lager in a mini keg that has fallen into anywhere near the top 5, to be honest. So it's punching well above its weight in its format. I just think this format's sometimes a bit flawed for lager, if I'm honest, but they are cracking to have around a barbecue, so we can't complain too much. Is there anything else to say about this? Belgian, German, slightly bubblegummy yeast thing that's going on the nose really doesn't translate into the flavour at all. This tastes quite simple as a beer, and that's not a criticism. What I mean by is this is enjoyable for a long duration. You're not going to get bored of this. It's not going to be just like, you know, there's nothing in there overly flavourful to really stop to grate after a few pints. It is it's properly sessionable, and at 4.9%. I think that's right on the money for a Pilsner ABV, if I'm honest, for me. That really does sup really well. It's incredibly well balanced, I think, is the other thing to take from this. The fact that there's nothing overarching, nothing huge about it, actually kind of is its praises, in that this style's not meant to be a big smack in the teeth with flavours or bitterness or anything else. And it does just that. It's incredibly well balanced, and I'm going to finish this and pour a few more pints. So I think that is everything for this. As I say, apologies for my slightly dull state, but I did want to do a review on this because I do really love me some Lord's beer, although they are responsible for my hangover right now. So but anyway, this is a great one. I'm really interested to try this in can and especially on tap. So John, I'm coming to the tap room. This is one of the first things I want to try. And that is really all I have to say about it. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already subscribed, if you will be so kind. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.